All right, everyone, and welcome back to Evolution 2022. Here, we're enjoying fighting games. There's been tons of tournaments that have concluded, and MK11 just being one of them. And speaking of that, I'm with one of the iconic members of the NRS scene, Mr. Aquaman. It's a pleasure to meet you, first of all, because I haven't actually seen you in person. I've seen you so many years commentating Mortal Kombat games, but now it's an honor to actually meet you and talk to you in person.
Well, thank you so much. Been doing it for a long time here with Mortal Kombat almost exclusively, and honored to be able to, as always, represent our community here, especially for the live stream, everyone tuning in, maybe watching Mortal Kombat for the first time. It's cool to be able to kind of be the welcoming voice, as it were, for the community in that regard. So thank you so much, man.
Trust me, you've got that smooth ASMR voice, and you ease people into Mortal Kombat just fine. They'll be great. Now, I've asked this because I spoke to Kitana Prime earlier. The two young prospects from Chile.
Yes. Your
perspective on them. How great are they at this game? And not just this game, maybe just fighting game intellect in general.
So, I'm gonna toot my own horn here. I rarely do, but I got the privilege of getting to see them before a lot of the rest of the world did. I was invited to do a Latin American event. The twins were in grand finals, and I watched them play. Online for the first time ever. It was just an online tournament, no money on the line, just for pride. And at the level of gameplay that I saw that day made my jaw drop. And since that day, I've been trying to push that narrative going in the CEO. I pushed the narrative of the twins, be on the lookout. They could kill everyone. The skill is just, I've never seen it before. CEO comes around, they're in grand finals. Combo Breaker comes around, they're in grand finals. So it's something we've never seen before, Collective as a community, and I could tell from day one that the skill was there, and now they're Evo champion.
That's fantastic stuff. Now, I have to ask you, is a twin, having a twin, is that the best tip you can give someone to be a champion at MK?
Yes, it's an unfair advantage. I think we should ban them. I think if you're a born twin, that's an unfair advantage.
Wow, I mean, because I'm jealous. I can't get my brother to play fighting games with me. So the fact that, ketchup and mustard, these two here, having some fun and enjoying it, and they're having, it's like a gym session.
Yeah.
You've got someone right beside you to kind of motivate you. Now, my next question for you is, these guys are the next best. They're the talent that's going to be uprising. They're going to be here for the next 5 to 10 years, hopefully even longer, competing. Do you think it's a young, talented group of players? Is it going to be their takeover, or does the old guard still have something to say?
Man, that is an excellent question, because I think that this year, those 3 tournaments back to back, this being the bacon bit on top of the salad, of waking everyone back up. A lot of people have been taking a nap throughout COVID. They've been, not as into the game as previously, with not a lot of events going on, etc., not a lot of money in the game. A lot of them are just kind of playing that sleeping giant role. They're kind of sitting back, maybe waiting for the next title. We'll see if this is going to be a wake-up call, because once people like me and others start saying, hey, is America free in MK now? They're going to be like, whoa, shut up, and they're going to try to prove me wrong.
Become DASHFIGHT'S supporter on Patreon. Gain ad-free browsing on our site. Click the link in the description.
See, now, it's good that you bring up the American scene, because Kitana Prime did say we're lacking something. I'm putting it diplomatically, but
I know what it is.
Something, but
I know what it is.
Why is it that the hunger is gone? Not necessarily gone, but it's slowly diminishing. But you apparently know the answer. Talk to me.
Well, it's hunger and passion that we're missing, and they kind of go hand in hand, because that's what it is. And it's so many of those things I was talking about. COVID hitting for one, the game kind of being another. I do try not to talk bad about MK11, but there are things about it that not a lot of people and not a lot of the top guys over a prolonged period have really enjoyed. So it's a lot of conversations that we can have about that, and a lot of factors that can go into it. But right now, I feel like something like this is a good thing to try to get some of those players to go, okay, wait a minute. I've got something to fight for, and it's to prove something. And it could be to be the best again.
Yeah, the resurgence in motivation, going on to the next title, as you said. Now, I've got to switch gears a little bit, because you're decked out. I want to talk about appearance on commentary. You've kind of got a distinct style, so anyone will know the shades, the jacket, everything. Do you think more people should make an effort in finding their identity? Or do you think everyone should kind of fit in line for some sort of standard?
I 100% people think should get outside the box with their wardrobe, with their not representation, with their expression. You know, I've been slowly finding it myself over a decade now in this community, and it's been slowly but surely. And in these past couple of events, I've really gone crazy with the wardrobe and doing what I want with it. Had the vest yesterday. I've been loving just the vest look. For top 8, decided to break out the blazer. And I highly suggest everyone finds their thing, because when people start recognizing it, it's a good feeling, man.
Because again, like I said, for me, I use the shades, the mustache, and I think everyone loves it as well. I'm jealous that you can get your hair that long, because I don't think I can. But nah, honestly, I thoroughly respect that. Now, just fighting games in general. Mortal Kombat 11, it might be coming to a close. There might be another year of it. But you know, there's other games on the horizon. Multiverses, yes. Project L. What would it take to kind of persuade Aquaman to experiment with other fighting games?
Man, that's an excellent question.
Because you are neck deep into NRS. So.
I know. I'm attached to it. I have branched out before. It takes a lot of things. It takes time. For me having it, that's been the biggest reason the last year that I haven't been able to branch out a lot, is I just haven't been able to play games. Even with Multiverses right now, I haven't been able to play the last beta, and that felt really bad. I've been wanting to grind Iron Giant, just haven't had the time. But Multiverses is on my radar. Fun, that's kind of key number one, is the game fun? Is there a massive giant character that presses really big buttons and does a lot of damage? That's the second thing I look for, because that's what I want to do. I want to press some big buttons and do a lot of damage, and that's really one of two of the biggest things I look for. For the time being, it's just I haven't had the time to put in, because if you branch into another game and you try to go crazy with it, it does take a lot of time and effort, especially in this scene, to try to either make a name for yourself or, you know, get in there. Everyone knows when you're out there grinding, it's an effort. And so for me, it's gonna take some time, but right now we're waiting on the next title like everyone else. I have my eyes on Multiverses. I have my eyes on Street Fighter 6. I did play Street Fighter 4, not a lot of people know that. That actually was my first fighting game. Love me Street Fighter. 5 was just a little wild. I was also a Geef main out of the gate, and he was terrible on launch. So I do blame myself for that a little bit, but I wanted the big beefy character, man. I wanted it. I just got bodied.
I totally respect it.
So there's a lot of little reasons. I'm looking for something to definitely branch out into. Just waiting for something to wow me, maybe.
Fingers crossed. Now, 2 more questions. I want you to talk to me a little bit about Rewind. Is he the best NRS player in America, in your personal opinion?
I don't think I can say number 1 right now, just because Fox still being there. Yeah, Fox didn't place as well here, but that's still Fox's worst placement ever in MK11 is 5th.
That's crazy.
Before today, the worst placing ever was 2nd. You want me to say that again? Worst placing ever was 2nd. I still think that's something.
That's crazy, because again, like Sonic Fox, Rewind, Han Rashid as well, he put on quite a show. I mean, that top 8, that got everyone and their eyes glued to it. Your perspective from that, because you've been doing this for a little while now, seeing familiar faces and old faces in the top 8, it never gets old, does it?
Never. I was actually talking to Ketchup after commentary going, man, I could do this all day, just keep it going. And this Evo was truly special, because this was the energy I've never seen before, ever, for Mortal Kombat. That crowd was wild. They were into it. It's the most passionate energy I've seen. That gets me excited, because why I think the Twins won here today, and why I think that Latin America is so strong right now in Mortal Kombat, is because they are still passionate, and they are still grinding, and they're going at it. Something that I think that's lacking here in North America. I think we woke up a little bit here today, and you saw it in the crowd.
Yeah, legit, I did, and that's actually very good. Right, my last question for you. I did say it was going to be an obvious one, but I want you to answer it. What would you want the next title to be from NRS? Injustice 3, MK12, or another title?
I want another title. And would you like me to tell you what my dream is?
Tell me what your dream is.
If you would ask me what fighting game I want next from NetherRealm Studios, I want NetherRealm Studios to develop, and just follow me just on a wild adventure. I want a Lord of the Rings fighting game from NetherRealm Studios. That's just me.
In the same style as NRS?
Yes.
Or like completely different?
If it was done in the Mortal Kombat style, I think it would fit in just fine. The darker tones, the realistic look, I think it would blend in really well with the world of Tolkien. But hey, that's just me. You asked me. I know everyone's gonna have a different answer. That's just, you know, I got a massive My whole living room wall is Middle Earth. I love Lord of the Rings. That's all I'm saying.
No, but you know what? I like those abstract answers because it gives me something to think about. And it's like, I never considered that because I like to, the people I ask the question to, they keep it within the realms of the question. You're like, you know what? Let me flip it on its head. I'll give you Lord of the Rings. It's like, okay, Gandalf in there, Frodo, it's like as characters, and it's like, okay.
And with the merger going on, we had no idea what was happening with Warner Brothers and anyone else. Is Amazon Games going to come in and scoop and then maybe have some rights? Let me stop. But Warner Brothers already put out a lot of Lord of the Rings games. That's also why I say that, is because even if they can't do a official Lord of the Rings IP, Warner Brothers still has the Middle Earth games and just those core characters. They created Thalion in the Middle Earth Shadow of War. That'd be godlike.
Do you know what?
I thought that was
similar way. It's like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
There's always been arena fighters, but they never made a 2D fighter. So it's not far-fetched. But I mean, say it one more time just so we can speak it into existence.
What, a Lord of the Rings fighting game?
I want a Lord of the Rings fighting game.
Oh, yeah, I want a Lord of the Rings fighting game. I don't care. I'll pay any amount. Just do it.
All right, we'll see if that happens. But yes, Aquaman, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Great to know more about you. This has been Jammerz, this has been Mr. Aquaman, and we have been here with Dash Fight. See you soon.